Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we about to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716, make them pay me some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and then talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo don't make a kill when we talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field. And our players got them skills. Buffalo don't make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Podium podcast. Yes, the home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host, Aramis.
Melly Mac.
What the keys?
Listen, this is a nice episode. Listen, we have so much to get into because we got a game coming up Thursday, so I'm not even going to waste time. Fellas, let's dive right in. We're going to skip stuff we heard today, and we're going to get right to the nitty-gritty.
Well, I got a PSA real fast.
PSA?
I got a PSA
We want to get right
fast.
to the meat and to the potatoes.
That's what I'm talking about. You got PSAs and
Real
stuff.
PSA.
Okay.
Saturday, I went to my son's best man's football game. You know, at 7 years old,
Okay.
you got to have the coaches on the field and all that stuff, right? Now, now this is my call to order, and this is embarrassing, but not. Obviously, my son plays in the suburban, or my son's team, friend plays for the suburban team.
Okay.
And you know what that entails. We played in Cheektowaga against the city team on Saturday.
Okay.
So you know what that entails.
Getting smacked.
No.
No? Okay.
What I'm asking for is mentors. And this one, no offense, but I'm going to call out my own people.
Uh-oh.
Black people of color.
Uh-oh.
You got to do better. They on the field cursing at these 7-year-olds, on the field yelling at these 7-year-olds.
Come on.
And guess what? You are the mentor that these kids seek. You are all they're going to get. Sometimes they don't have another father figure, another male figure, and you're it. You got to do better. When it's your kids, when it's my son, I am trying to do better because I want to embody what we want them to be. We want to show them something different. 7-year-olds on the field. And you know they ain't got no attention span. So, you know, what I'm saying is when you look back at your life, we've all had impacts of different male figures, whether it's good or bad. And that is in an essence how you come out in one way, shape, or form, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can remember pretty much everybody that had an impact on my life, and these kids are going to remember you. So every interaction you have with them, you have to take it seriously. You can't live vicariously from a 7-year-old little league team. You can't live in a world where you're trying to be tough. They're going to get that everywhere else. They're supposed to be playing. Let them play. I'm done.
Man.
I want to do that before people turn this off.
That's a really good point, man.
No doubt.
Like I remember like my high school, like I played high school, and like when you that teenager, you kind of, you know what I'm saying, you acting buck wild and stuff like that. Coach is trying to reel you in. Like I don't mind it for like the high schools, right? Because to me, I'm like, okay, coach, he ain't playing. Let me stop playing around. You know what I'm saying? It got my attention. But 7-year-olds, come on, man. Like they don't know how to play the game.
No.
They don't know how to play football. Like you got to teach them the fundamentals and stuff like that. Like all that other stuff is like these dudes ain't getting paid if they win these games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They
don't even know score on the board. It was a scrimmage.
Yeah, they gotta ease back a little bit.
You got to buckle that down. And sometimes it's like you can tell that they just don't know what the hell they're talking about. Yeah. They just yell to CL. Yeah. And it's like that was wrong. Because the team they were false starts, holdings, people tackling the wrong players. They just getting yelled at.
Yeah. But I mean, just for levity's sake, some of y'all kids bad as hell too, man.
Well, yeah, they are. But
I'm just saying.
But it's true. But you got to remember, why are they bad? Because of what they're seeing. You know, if you have a kid that's around somebody cursing all the time, somebody that's never at home. My mom is out at the club. Who knows what they're going through at home? Right. You're their one chance to learn a different way, maybe. And yeah, some of them are bad as hell. Yeah. But you offer them a cupcake, say after this game.
Yeah. Hey, I'll just lead a point on this one, but that's why I keep saying, man. 3 of us, I know we doing this right now, but man, once we like done like working and kind of can chill, like we need to do that, man. For real.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We need
to
do that
for sure.
I think we could do a huge impact in young men. Impact.
I will learn more football just so you like.
I mean, this is something we talked about. What, like 10 years ago? I remember us talking about this.
We did.
Too.
Honestly, you were going to be the offensive coordinator, your head coach.
And we all live in the same area now. I mean, why not?
Why not? Hey, ain't nothing but a word.
Listen.
Well, it is a little bit more than a word, but we're close. We're closer.
You heard it here first. We are gonna have the first all truth, no sodium team.
Ooh.
Yo,
You feel me? You feel me? Gonna be a bunch of little 7-year-olds that don't take no stuff
Don't
from
take no
nobody.
stuff. No sodium. Okay.
They coming to the games in ties,
Right.
shirts,
Yo.
all that.
Exactly.
We
I
have
need
them
my
right.
playbook,
Exactly.
coach.
We gonna have them right.
We're gonna get one of them big Greyhound buses. Every
Yep.
game they go to, they getting off the bus, suited and tied.
Yo, that'd be crazy. Hey, shit. One of these men, right?
Yep. All right. Thank you for that, Keyshawn. You know, sometimes it's important to bring some levity and some gravity to people's football expectations, including the coaches.
Yes.
So that was good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kev said, "Watch out for them little bad kids." Roy says, "I'll be the pessimistic fan." Oh, today? Okay. Listen, bring it on. But I actually have a good report on this game. I think we'll just dive right in.
Mhm.
I think what we saw, of course, I'll just dive right in. I think what we saw is twofold. Part of it is some of it has that kind of preseason pledge-ish feel to it because it's a bad Cardinals team. But the one thing that I can definitely say is we have two coordinators that know how to make in-game adjustments. And that makes me extremely happy.
Yes.
I think if you have that as a foundation, you're on the track. You're on the track to good places in the NFL. And even though we may not have the best team we've ever had, even though we may not have the best weapons we ever had or the best defense we ever, like, we've watched the Chiefs win Super Bowls with the 26th ranked defense. So as long as to some degree there are adjustments that can be made in the playoffs, which is something we've never seen under Sean McDermott,
Right.
You know, this could be a reclamation season for Sean, for Josh, for everybody. I mean, truth be told, what a lot of people miss with Josh and with the offense is they harp on the interceptions and Josh had a fumble. He had a sack strip fumble, right? Nobody puts that up in his stats. They say 4 touchdowns. But that's because he played such an efficient game. Did you know the Bills have had the most efficient offense in the league for the last 3 years and running? And even in the game this past week, I think we're top 2 or 3 in offensive efficiency.
Wow.
Like, something to be said about that, even though your quarterback is overrated and all this other stuff that they chirping about. But
they got nobody to throw to.
Yeah, right. Still an efficient offense.
Right.
Still put up 30 points.
Right.
So I think there is something very, very positive to be said for what the coordinators were able to do. Even if it was against a bad team, I don't think that matters. I think they did what they were supposed to do on the offensive line and on the defensive line to bad lines. I'll give them that. Other than that, we can get deeper into it, but give me you guys' just give me your general overview of the game, and then we'll get into the specifics.
Go ahead, Key.
Well, I mean, like I told y'all on Friday, Rain actually texted me, y'all gonna get me because I said it was gonna be a real close game, a nail biter, if you will, I guess. Honestly, I never panicked. I was like, whatever. This is just the first half. It didn't seem to me like it was a preseason game where some people said. It seemed like a team that just had no idea how to play with each other. It's a team that went in there thinking that they were something they weren't, and then they figured it out later on as they went. I also think that Arizona did have a lot, well, not a lot, some hand in giving us a game. Some of their decision making skills, like that run at the end of the game. Why would you run that on third and when you know you're going for it on fourth? That was crazy. We're gonna catch them off guard. No, you're not. We figured out how to get you to stop running a long time ago. So that's not going to work. I think, what we saw in the second half was what I'm hoping. And you asked the very question last show. Do we want to see that Lamar offense out of Josh? And I said, absolutely. But this is the same game that we had against Denver last year against Washington. Got him the AFC Player of the East, AFC Player of the Week. And he's probably going to get it again this week. Now, how long is he going to play within the confines before he says, you know what? Nah, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to play. I don't want to be, what was it, 19 or 31 or something like that?
18 for 23.
18 for 23. I don't want to do that. But then you look at the rest of the quarterbacks in the league this year or yesterday.
Mhm.
What the heck is going on? Average 11 completions.
Yeah, they made Derek Carr look like the best
Oh, he
quarterback
was
in the
going
league.
in. Shaheed had, man, that one play. I
Man.
mean, Tua had the best game, yards wise, obviously with the Tyreek Hill catch and the Waddle catch. But on top of that, then you have Baker Mayfield with 4 passing touchdowns. You got. I mean, it's just a weird game. I think we were.
Derek Carr in that
average,
offense scored 1 million points.
They did.
They was killing it. It was 30-0, man.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the average passing yardage. Average passing yardage was something like 196 yards across the league yesterday. So far in week 1, 196 yards. Tua Tagovailoa had 338, Matthew Stafford 317, and everybody else under 3.
Yeah.
I mean, it's efficient, but to answer your question, Josh Allen is going to get bored pretty quickly if he's going to start doing crazy stuff. Evident by, never mind. You go, because I'm going to get to that later.
All right. So overall, I'm kind of like, I said the same thing, Key. I was never worried because, so I'm in church, right? I took it out of church. I checked the score. I'm like, dang, man, how are you using 10-0? I'm like, what happened? I'm looking at Josh, 2 for 2. I'm like, 2 for 2. Then I'm looking at James Cook. I'm like, what? I'm like, what happened? I had a turnover. I'm like, where's the interception? No interception. Then I scroll down. I'm like, oh, it was a sack fumble.
It was wild.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm like, when I got home, I'm like, they're not really stopping us. Like, we could do whatever we want. Like, we could run it when we wanted to. We could throw when we wanted to. Yep. It's just like, I got a little annoyed with like the penalties, but again, it's the first game. You got to get knocked. So we had way too many penalties for my liking, but I don't think that they cost us the game anyway or stuff like that. But what I do like about them, Josh spread the ball to everybody. Everybody. James Cook got some. Keon Coleman, Shakir,
Ray Davis, Samuels,
everybody.
Matt
Man, I'm
Collins,
like, wow. Like it was just very, very efficient. Like the one throw I wish he could get back is that one to MVS. Because like after that, like honestly, like they punted 2 times. One in the third quarter, one in the fourth quarter. That's it. Yeah. I mean, and quiet as kept. If he makes that throw to MVS, that's a touchdown. They punt 1 time in the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. The only thing that I'm gonna ask you guys about it, because I'm not a defensive guy, but what was it about the linebackers for the Arizona? Because they all got off, all 3 of them, White, Wilson, and Zaven Collins. Like they all had good games against our offensive line. Was it because they were blitzing? Like, I don't know. I was going to ask you guys. You guys are the defense experts, but like, what was it about their linebackers? Because other than that, that's all they really had. I mean, and then Connor. But other than that, they didn't really have nothing.
Yeah.
No, you go.
Okay, so in the first half, they just played their gaps. They were more so looking for the pass than they were the run, right? I think part of their defensive game plan was, we'll give you the run because your run game is not that great, but we don't want to get beat with the pass. Once they started seeing we getting gashed by James Cook, all over the place. All right, second half comes, they start blitzing the run. So that's that, and I think they started to some degree to get a feel for Josh's snap count. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That because that also plays a part in games too. If you're really like honing in and paying attention to that, and the crowd is quiet enough, which I imagine it was, because Josh kept trying to keep everybody quiet so they can get the play out and everything. But those 2 things alone are enough against our offensive line. Like, no disrespect to the job that they did. They had a good game plan in terms of some of the runs that they did. Some of the run plays I didn't really like, but when they needed a big run play, they got it. You know what I'm saying? And so I think the blitz in the second half really played a big part, mostly because I think they kind of saw the Bills weren't trying to take a lot of deep shots. You know what I'm saying? If you remember, in the third quarter, Josh wasn't really finding that many guys just wide open like he was in like the second quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like eventually, once they started running the ball, like all the receivers were open and he was throwing the ball all over the place. But in the third quarter, they figured out they're doing a lot of West Coast stuff right now. Okay, we're gonna sit on these routes. We'll put 8 in the box. We'll dare them to pass the ball. You know what I mean? And it kind of worked, because if you look at the game stats, they ran more than they passed the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the Cardinals were right. You just can't account for 17, man. Like it's just what it is.
Right.
What you got, Key?
No, I think Zayvon Collins was somebody I was pounding the table for when he was in the draft. You know, and it's funny. This is how bad I am with the NFL. No lie. When you named them all, I didn't even know who Zayvon Collins was because I forgot. Once he got drafted, I'm like, they're in the twilight zone. They go into a black hole and they just disappear.
You're not in Buffalo, so I don't know where you're.
Yeah, you're not here. I don't even care about you. But no, when I saw him and I saw his face, like, oh, I remember that guy. He's like 6'5", 250 or whatever it is, and he's a jack of all trades. He can cover. And he's a blitzer.
Collins?
Yeah. I mean, he's a mutant. So you know, maybe he's being wasted there. I don't know, but I can tell you, as far as Aramis said, I was going to say exactly. He started blitzing. And one thing I know that you brought up, I wanted to go back to when you talked about the O-line penalties. I hope they clean it because this is why the refs are there. This is what they're zeroing in on 24 because you realize in week 1 the refs called 44 false starts and 42 holdings, all on the offensive line. They're zeroing in on offensive line this year. So if you look at that and you game plan because you got John Perry now. John Perry needs to tell you, obviously, maybe not before Thursday's game because we don't have enough time. But you know, what I thought was funny though when Osiris Torrance he got the hold, he looked at the screen like, "What happened, dude? You had a space match for like 10 seconds. You had it all the way around rotated.
Did you hear the announcer? The announcer was like, "If you look right there, oh yeah, he's got his face mask." Oh yeah, he's holding it for a while there. He wouldn't like, I didn't expect that.
Like, what are you doing?
It's like he could have let it go at that point.
Anytime you think. But no, back to your point, I think the linebackers, they really they are stout against the run, which is what we did a lot of, as they said. We ran more than we passed.
33 to 23.
33, yeah. So we ran more than we passed, and they are built more for that in terms of how we play.
Yep.
If we went deep, we could have played with them over top, you know, whatever the case may be. But for the way we went to play yesterday, they were perfect linebackers.
Yeah. Silas says, "Do you guys think that?" I'm sorry, y'all know him as Whittle.
I know Whittle.
Okay. I said Silas. I don't know if y'all know him.
Whittle 2K. He's got the little clover, or not clover, the little shamrock, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know. He's just got a great profile picture here. Stop it. I wasn't saying it like that. He says, "Do you guys think that Brady held his good plays for this Thursday? Play calling looked very conservative."
You know what? When you said it, you said like they didn't really take a lot of shots deep.
Mm-hmm.
The first deep pass I saw was the third quarter to MVS.
Yep.
Was that the first one?
That was the first one.
That was probably the only one.
So I think they had a game plan strictly for Arizona, and you're gonna see a different game plan for Miami Dolphins.
I think you're gonna see similar concepts, but I think you're gonna see, like you said, you're gonna see more emphasis on the pass. You have to, because Tyreek, they're not gonna be Arizona. You're not gonna hold Miami to 14 points or you know whatever you think you're gonna hold them to. Yep. They're gonna score if you let them. So you got to be ready to score too. So you're gonna throw more. You know, James Cook ran like I am Rico. I said, let me get a himbo off you. but you know, the thing is, when you look at the offensive philosophy, it's kind of interchangeable. You can do a lot of things that are the same thing, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah. So one of the things that I noticed about this scheme is they run West Coast concepts out of Air Coryell formations, which in a sense is unique, right? But what it seems like they're probably going to do with these formations in this offensive scheme is they're going to disguise a lot of the same West Coast concepts in a bunch of different formations, right? And is that going to translate to them, you know, passing more or passing less? I think it's really just going to depend on who they're playing and what they need to do at that point in time, right? Because you look at what Sean McDermott is about. He's about sticking as closely to what the analytics say more than anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like his deal is, if the analytics say green, I'm definitely going with the analytics. If the analytics are yellow, then I'll kind of, you know, usually lean towards what's safest. And if the analytics are, you know, what's safest in Sean's mind, then that's what he's going to lean towards. And if obviously the analytics say don't do it, he's definitely not going to do it. And even we actually saw proof of that in the game with the 4th and 3, the call to kick the field goal and you know, go up by 6 instead of going up by what 8 or 9 or something like that at that point in time. So that's an analytics call. The analytics say kick the field goal, right?
No,
but
actually, in that case, they don't.
well, right.
But
what I'm saying is his idea of, and you're right, I was wrong in saying that.
That's
but,
like the only one. That's the only one. You're right. Otherwise, yeah.
But in Sean's mind, he'd rather win with his defense. You know what I mean? And he said it in the press conference. I wanted to give my defense a chance to go out there and win the game.
You already know.
So yeah, exactly. But
you got 17.
100%.
What is this man gonna learn? What is he gonna learn?
Listen,
you lost every, like you said, he lost every time with the defense on the field.
Yeah.
So speaking of 17, that's my man. I
Is
love
he?
Josh to death. That's my dude. But did y'all see him in the interview?
Nah.
Bro, he straight admitted it. The first rushing touchdown, he's like, yeah, I saw Coleman. I could have gave it to him, but I decided to run it. It was on me, you know. And then the second one, he was either Dawson or Kincaid. I'm like, oh, like
he don't care.
So
he don't care.
That's right.
I think it's a combination of two things, which I want to get y'all point on this one. I think it's a combination of two things.
They got the whole setup for Josh Allen conversation. We're gonna have plenty of conversations.
The first one is Josh is a competitor. Dude loves the ball. He loves to win. So like when he has that opportunity and he can see the end zone and he sees like, I'm taking this because I know doggone well you're not stopping me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just that alpha male in them. That like, yo, I'm about to score. You ain't gonna do nothing about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the other part, which kind of doesn't worry me too bad, but I'm hoping later on in the season is not the case. But I think at this point, he doesn't have anybody like, let's say they need a third down or they need a fourth down. Like, you got to have it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he has anybody he can go to right now.
Like a 3rd and 8 where you can't just scramble.
Right. Like right now, like who can all right, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Everybody who's playing, I think they're good, but I don't think they developed that trust yet with Josh to where he was like, all right, we got to have this play or we're going to the bench. I got to give it to this person.
He's got to find out who that person is. That's the thing. He's got to find out who that person is going to become.
Yeah.
And it's not so much that they don't have the talent, like you said, it's just that at this point,
right,
I don't want to do it. I don't need to.
Right. Because even the Patriots are finding out we can still depend on Ramondre Stevenson. We can throw it to Hunter Henry. You know what I mean? Like Hunter Henry last season was their most targeted player. So you eventually find out who you can count on the most. Yep. That player may not be good or great in the grand scheme of, in comparison to his peers, but for what your team needs, that's the best you got. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's one of those things, but I think the scheme speaks to two things. First thing is Sean's idea of we want to be efficient. We covered that already. The second thing is I as a coach, I don't want to put the ball at risk. Mm-hmm. Right. And to your point, in terms of who do we give the ball to? I think actually I should say there's 3 parts to this, because the third part is if I'm trying to build a consistent winner, I want to create a system, right? Usually that goes with a farm system of players, but I want to create a system that I can put players into that makes them great. The Kyle Shanahan method, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. That dude can go and draft anybody and put them in his offense and they'll be fine, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Sean has kind of reached that point where A, he's got the right coordinators to do that with, and B, this is his chance to try and reset and create his entire vision. I don't know if he felt he was able to do that completely with Frazier and Dayball being there, and even Rick Dennison the year before. But now this is his baby. You know what I'm saying? He's got the guys behind him, and I think the system that he has in place, the scheme, is one that's designed to produce pretty much no matter who's in it. You know what I mean? If you look at the way they want to run the ball, if you look at some of the stuff that they do with route concepts, and even some of the stuff that they do for Josh, most of it is just a matter of what Josh is comfortable doing and whatever works in the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of why I said earlier, like it really just comes down to who they're playing. I think they go in with a game plan, but when you're running those types of schemes, even defensively, you want to be able to do this. You want to be able to say, okay, we have all these different multiple pieces that we can do multiple different things with. Let's see what they're doing, and then let's figure out from there, you know. And I kind of feel like to some degree that's what Andy Reid does, you know. But we got a bunch of comments I want to get to really quick, unless you guys got something.
I can hold it.
Okay, so Whittle says biggest takeaway from being from this game outside of Josh being a stud, these wide receivers can catch. It's nice having that again. 100%.
Man, listen. Was
there any drops?
Well, hold on. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
I love it.
You're gonna love this. Did anybody watch the Miami game?
I saw the second half. I didn't see the first half.
I saw the field goal kick at the end.
I'm pissed.
Right.
Because we drafted who? Keon Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
Who did Keon Coleman most resemble?
Who do you most resemble?
Yeah, your boy.
CD Lamb?
CD?
No.
Oh,
Hell
what to say?
no. Not him. Gabe Davis.
Oh, Gabe. Okay.
Stature and high point, that kind of stuff, the body control. Jacksonville knows how to use Gabe Davis. We had no clue. Gabe Davis looked like a wide receiver yesterday. Gabe Davis, I saw him run more routes on a route tree yesterday's game than he did all in Buffalo.
That's crazy.
I mean, he was over the middle. Like he had comebacks. He was going over the middle. I mean, we did none of this stuff. This is the stuff
You're about to go off.
that I'm afraid of with Keon. I'm not going to go off. Maybe I am. I don't know. But when you talk about the you see the misuse, it drives you nuts because you had that guy. You had Keon Coleman before.
Right.
Now, if you wanted to piss off Steph Diggs pissed you off, you want to ship him out, guess what? You replace Diggs, but you still have Keon Light and Gabe Davis, however you look at them.
Right.
You don't get rid of both of them at the same time.
Right.
And watching that Jags game, he went 3 for 3, I think, for 60 yards or something like that. No touchdown, no big deal. 3 for 3, 100% completions. This is something that we were begged for last year on the other side of Stephon Diggs. Right. Why couldn't he do it? Because you put him in a position he didn't know what he was doing. Right. Not in the NFL.
And they gave him 2 routes. Here you go.
Go for it.
A or B. Which one?
A or B. Option route. A or B.
Yeah.
Pissed me off. And I thought about you and said, he ain't playoff Gabe, but I'm gonna call him Gabe Davis and put some respect on his name after week 1.
All right, real quick, we're gonna squeeze in a game of Steve versus Steve. You ready?
I lost last time.
Yeah, you did. You lost. All right.
Redemption.
Here is Steve number 1. McDermott calling the end of the game like he's a shutdown defense, scared to lose. What a joke. This game was a preview how we will lose. McDermott firing season has begun. Steve number 2 says.
Oh, wait, that was all one?
That was all one.
Okay, that makes sense. It's more consistent. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Steve number 2 says, I still do not understand the third down play before the field goal. It's almost like they were setting up Bass to win a game with a field goal.
This was the last field goal?
Yes.
Probably. Okay.
Why is this got to be why do I feel like this is so easy, but it's got to be a curveball?
So it's Steve Noble, and who's the other? What's the last name?
Steve Lynn.
Steve Lynn.
Number 2, I'm going to go with Lynn. First one is Noble.
Really?
Yep.
See, normally it's opposite, but this time,
but you're going to go with
because I was wrong last time.
You're going to go with
I'm going to go the opposite of you again and be wrong. Go ahead.
So what you saying?
I'm saying number 1 was Steve Lynn, number 2 is Steve Noble. But he's probably right here.
He got it right.
Oh!
The double down was crazy because if you would have stopped at the second line and split them, the first one was like, firing season's begun in this.
If I wouldn't have said the whole McDermott thing, it probably would have been way harder for you too. Like, but I think, or I'm sorry for you.
Okay.
I think that they were both, critical in a
but
very similar
one
way.
Goes to the he goes to the abyss.
Right. Steve goes for the jugular every time. Straight to the point. What's going on, Pat? So Steve also wait. I want to get to this other comment from. Let me see. There was one from. Oh yeah. What do you guys think about this? So Sal says Kincaid was at the concession stand. He better be involved Thursday.
No, let me ask you this question.
No, I mean,
he
jokingly,
wasn't really.
he wasn't even in the game. He wasn't doing.
See, this is the only problem with us doing this show now, because we can't watch the all 22, and I definitely watched the all 22.
Well, I have confirmed. Just real quick plug. I confirm.
What?
We are doing the video review show. We're going to record it tomorrow. It's going to come out on Wednesday. So if you guys have plays that you want me to go through or whatever, you know what I'm saying, let me know.
I'll send you
Do you have the all 22?
I have it, but it doesn't
You
come out
have
till
the all
Tuesday.
I don't.
Okay,
Comes out Tuesday,
I will
so,
give you
yeah.
my password. You
Yeah.
can use mine.
He used mine during COVID.
Yeah, okay. Either way,
I did. Yeah.
either way. But yeah, so definitely let me know. Also, you guys too, if there's a specific play you want me to break down, the third down play that Steve was talking about, whatever.
I was about to say, I love you, but you can't use my 22. Somehow there's a copyright somewhere. But no, to that point, I wanted to touch on that because it was in my head the whole time. When tight end comes streaking over the middle, I was like, yo, when did Kincaid get so fast? Gets popped, gets up 88. I said, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Didn't you do the same thing? I was like,
no, he looked too fast. I knew.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that can't be Kincaid. That can't be Kincaid running like that.
right? I was like,
Like
when did he get back?
Kincaid is a smooth runner, but he ain't that fast. Like, yo, this dude was booking. I'm like, 88. Okay, I knew that had to be.
I saw the face, brother. I said,
Yo, I ain't know Knox was that fast.
yo,
Yeah.
He got
no,
some wheels.
Knox is like a 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Knox is an athlete.
But it's you know what it is. When he run, he doesn't run like a speedster. Like he be checking people. He be running dudes over.
yes.
So that's why. That's probably what.
Well, you got to remember that speed runs people over.
Yeah.
He was looking for contact. He's like, I don't want peace. I want problems always. But no, when he got up and I said, still got it. But I think to your point about how you don't remember how fast he is because they have him blocking all the time.
Yeah.
True.
You don't have to run that fast to block. You got to be strong and powerful.
Right.
But he was probably excited to get that little motion because he's a wide receiver in high school or whatever, and quarterback too. So
How many moments did y'all have? Any snap moments? I had 3. No, take that back. I have 4.
Snap moments.
Yeah,
Is snap in terms of bad or good?
both. Like stuff was like, oh my god, like whether the Bills did it or the Cardinals did it, or like I got 4 of them.
Well, my snap moment, the first snap moment, they're gonna blame on DeMar Hamlin, even though I don't think it was when Marvin Harrison was wide open.
Yo,
wide open.
yo,
I was like,
I seen
what?
that.
Hey,
So I don't know what Douglas was. So Douglas had him, and like he went up.
Then he took off,
And then
going
he
back.
turned
Yeah,
around. So I don't know
that's
what
what I
he
think was
saw.
on him.
I don't know what he saw, but yeah, to me that's not on Hamlin. That's on Douglas.
To me, that's on. But I want to be the objective person and
Right,
look
you
at
gotta watch all
22.
22.
But I mean, when you notice something like that, Hamlin ain't thinking about that.
Yo.
First and foremost, he went with purpose. If you saw with the
Yeah.
little bit you saw, he went with
Yeah.
purpose up.
Yeah,
So he was covering something.
yeah.
And I think it was another one of those Deion Jones and Andreessen things where they both went to the same guy. And Russell was like, oh, snap, cover 3. That's me.
Yeah. Yo, that was definitely one of mine. Like, I don't know if you saw how wide open this dude was.
Oh, he was
Yeah.
open.
Oh my
They showed it.
god.
Yeah, he was
they
open.
replayed.
He's like, I was like, whoa.
I think you texted us about
You
it
did.
right after it happened. You was like, "Yo, why was he so?" Like all caps. Like, dang.
When he texted, I didn't see it at the time. And then when I saw like a replay or a highlight, I was like, oh my god.
And
Like,
it's funny. You texted us like, yo, why y'all ain't talking? I'm like, I wanted to text y'all, but I know y'all busy at that time. So I'm like, I'm gonna let it ride. I was tweeting. I was trying to tweet anyway, because I was trying to get my memories together. But no, I wanted to do my play-by-play.
Yeah, me and Whittle might be on the same page here. He says my old snap moment was when MVS got into the game. How the safeties in Sterling Thomas all backed up 7+ yards pre-snap.
I didn't see that. They were they respected him.
Yeah.
Well, what it is there's no speed until he got on the field.
Right, exactly. And what's funny about that is the announcers right before MVS got on the field were talking about exactly that. They're like, "Yo, we haven't seen any deep plays from this offense." Oh, at the top of the screen, there's MVS there, and lo and behold, he's running the deep pass, and Josh is throwing the ball. Oh my! He overthrew it. It's like it all happened, with a certain level of synchronicity that was just like too good.
He had him beat too.
Yeah, he did.
He had him beat.
I don't know if he would have took it to the house.
NFL open. As they call it.
Yeah. I mean, he might have broke away. He might have stiffed arm.
I'm actually kind of glad that he didn't get his hands on it because I didn't want him to drop it. I didn't want to hear about a drop here. I think I tweeted that out. I'm glad he didn't get the chance to touch it because if he'd have dropped it, we would have never heard the end of it.
He would have been gone. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Steve says if a comments are coming in like crazy. He said, if a team runs a good screen game and willing to stick to the run, this Bills defense is cooked and will be vulnerable to a big pass play. Can't wait for this roster and coaching to get exposed. Well, I guess you all know who that is.
Unless Steve Noble started picking up drinking or something like that.
No.
I will say this though about that though. So I was a little disappointed when Taron Johnson went down. I'm like, oh man, what we gonna do?
Did you think about me?
Yo, Cam Lewis stepped up, bro. I gotta give him credit. He stepped up, especially in the that's what I'm thinking. So the screen game with Hamlin and Lewis, and Williams, I think they stopped that.
You gotta remember,
it's just me. I think they're fast enough to stop that.
Well, it's not the speed. I think it's the size. The size of the defenders is what will mess up a screen. And if you got those little fast guys, the O-line wants that. They love that. They'll take two guys on them. Because you saw the play where Connor went, and they were talking about how Cam Lewis tried to cut the offensive lineman. I'm like, no. The offensive lineman, he was trying to get down and get around him.
Right.
He wasn't trying to get that block.
That's why it always works on us, but never for us. Right. Because our offensive line are athletic, but a little light. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So them trying to go downhill against 260, 270-pound linebackers and defensive linemen, that's not going to work out. More oh snap moments we got coming in. Laura says, I was like, oh snap at Shakir getting that touchdown. That was fire.
That was my number one moment right there.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yo, did you see the pancake on Deion Dawkins?
Yes.
Bro.
No.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yo, watch that.
It was like the one the last time.
On the 22, watch that touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Deion
Dawkins
cleared this dude what? He just dude went flying.
Remember that joint last year? Remember that joint last year where dude did the Jazz from Fresh Prince? And I think it was the Shakir. Was it the Shakir touchdown? So, where the dude just went flying out of the way? He did it again. This is Deion Dawkins' calling card. Yeah, he did it again. To the point about the Cam Lewis point. This is my question. Can I ask it? Thank you. So, did you hear the explanation for why Jamarcus Ingram was in the game?
Yes.
No.
He was playing. Okay, Cam Lewis is a backup nickel.
Yep.
And the dime safety.
Yep. I knew that.
Cam Lewis. So he's a third safety.
Mm-hmm.
Taron Johnson gets hurt.
Now hold up. Before you go, I don't understand that point. I understand he's the backup nickel and he's the dime cornerback. I don't understand how is he the third safety.
So the dime safety is the third safety.
So he's not the third safety. Think about it. Because when Cam Lewis got bumped out of the position and had to play nickel, who came in?
Oh, well, Jamarcus Ingram. Yeah.
Where's your boy Mike Edwards?
Well, oh my God! Don't do this.
Where is your boy?
This.
Where is your boy Mike Edwards?
Wait a second.
He gone, baby. No,
arrest yourself. He doesn't have the defense down. Oh my God, bro!
Jamarcus Ingram has never played safety.
Bro, stop bringing up Mike Edwards until week 6.
We saw Mike Edwards yesterday.
Hey, we're on special teams.
Yeah.
That's it.
Where was Cole Bishop?
On the bench?
Well, Cole Bishop, he didn't. I don't think he practiced until this week or something. It was something.
Okay. Yeah, he was just cleared.
He just got cleared. He was full go like the last practice.
Because I'm about to say I ain't see him. Or I'm like, yo, where? Because you would, in my mind, if you're gonna put in Cam for why not put in Bishop or put in Edwards?
I mean, my rationale in here. This is me being tongue in cheek, not really. Taylor Rapp, what did they get him for? What did they re-sign him for? His ability to play safety and that box linebacker hybrid. I call it the Byron Scott.
Not a bad name.
I try. So my thought process was bring Mike Edwards in for the sake because Ingram, like Cam Lewis, has never played safety before. Well, in college and in pros, he never played safety.
Right.
So now we bring him in play safety. I'm like, you got this is dude you picked up to be the starter. Now he's fourth, fifth safety. I'm like, wow. McDermott, I told you, didn't I say McDermott was sick of his ish? When I saw him at the Carolina preseason game, he was on the field warming up. I'm like, okay, we're gonna see him. Nah. Nope. McDermott's like, yo, you're gonna get hurt. Sit down.
You're too fragile.
Fragile. Sit down. Yeah. We've seen this before.
But this is more so Sean just leaning on the guys that he feels he can trust. And when you're a head coach that loves the security of what security does for the face of your decision making, You get what I'm saying? Like the only reason Sean likes to have players that know the system and stuff like that is so that nobody can point at Sean for not coaching these guys up or for his team performing bad or anything like that. It's like, well, my guys know the system. We didn't get beat by 30, so we're still a pretty good team. You know what I mean? Or we didn't give up 790 yards in one quarter, so we're not a bad defense or whatever. Like as long as he's playing it safe, he's essentially keeping his job safe. You know what I mean? And that sucks when you got a guy who kind of understands how the league works and he's found a way to kind of get up under the skin of the owner and just sit there for as long as he possibly can. It's tough. It's tough because there's not an opportunity for us to really be able to exercise. And when I say exercise, I mean exercise with an O, not with an E.
Get them out.
We can't exercise our demons when things like this pop up. We just kind of get stuck with the same thing over and over again, hoping it'll change, which is the definition of insanity. So
Nice touch on your brother.
Lindsay's oh snap moment. Dawkins got flagged for what?
No, that's the same thing happened to Spencer Brown.
Yo,
Same thing.
That one, he was like,
Yeah, he's like, I just moved my foot.
You looking up at the sky like, why me?
Right, he's like, Wagwan. You see it? You see it?
Yeah.
You see it? But no, yeah.
They said Josh hadn't even gotten into his cadence yet.
He hadn't, because Spencer, because it happened to Spencer too. They both.
Okay.
They both were trying to get into their stance.
Yeah.
And like, you got to set for a second or whatever it is, whatever monetary time time they use, ambiguous time they use. And he really like just moved his toe. Like when they saw the replay, I didn't see him do nothing. I'm like,
right.
Okay.
My other old snap was Key. He kind of triggered it when Josh slid and the dude hit him. Like, oh, he was like, Mac, you said you ain't see the first one.
Oh,
yeah.
When I saw the first one, I was like, yo, bro, he didn't even touch him. He like tried to like go around him. He was like, what?
He almost lost his kneecap trying to get out the way.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how can they call that?
Yeah. And so you're like, Josh, I'm like, you ain't seen the first one, dog. You ain't see it.
That was crazy.
It was ridiculous.
You know what? I hate to be that guy. If they don't get that penalty, they don't score that touchdown. There's no way they score that touchdown.
That's true.
Because that was third down.
Yep.
So they would either kick the field goal. I mean, granted, they would have made it, or you know what I'm saying, but that's touchdown off the board.
Yeah. And the funny thing about that, I had in my notes, why do quarterbacks have to slide feet first in order to get themselves up? Everybody else on the field can give themselves up just by falling down. Not die. You can't die, but you can fall down and give yourself up. Quarterback sliding feet first is like a slip and slide. You ever did a slip and slide without knowing and you hit your head on the ground?
Yeah.
You can't protect yourself when your stomach up. You got all your organs exposed. Everything is exposed.
Right.
Slip feet first. If I just fall sideways down, I should be able to get myself up.
Right.
Right. What is Ingram supposed to do? What are they supposed to do? Josh Allen's big as heck. He slide. Remember the play? What was it last year? Oh, that was a hell of a juke. No, he was about to slide, but he said nope. Like that's it's like, what are you doing?
Actually, I thought about that too when Josh was in the open field against the one defender. When he was at like the 10-yard line or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was trying to like juke the dude, but he wasn't quick enough to like really shake him. And then he ended up having to try and stiff arm the dude and got tackled anyway. I thought about what you were saying about Josh last year in the playoff game. I'm like, damn, Keyshawn's probably right now. Josh can't shake nobody to save his life. Man. He's about to break his own ankles trying to juke that dude. Like, got tackled anyway.
And it's funny because when I put it in my notes, I just want to trigger you. I said, Lamar would have made that dude. First half. It's funny. I thought about it. I wasn't going to do it, but I said, you know what, just to mess with him, let me just throw it in here. Lamar would have made that guy miss. But I mean, you're right. Anybody with a juke ability, and it's not something that everybody can do. Josh Allen is not even fast. He just looks fast for whatever reason. But it works, Yeah. But sometimes maybe he should have jumped over that guy. That's the one he should, because if he would have jumped over him, nothing would open field.
So you know what he said, right? He said Buda Baker could hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he was like, nah, I think I'm gonna go up because I don't want to feel that. Yep. I'd rather jump over Buda.
Now see,
he can hit.
See, this is my issue with that, and I wrote it in my notes too. I'm sounding like Sal Capaccio so much. I wrote it down somewhere. I wrote it. I love what he said. I wrote this down. But no, he's got to be smart. This in the red zone jumping over people. There's a linebacker right there.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, there's gonna be a guy that's like Vontaze Burficts. Like, you know what? I'm gonna make a name for myself. I'm taking this clown out. Helicopter him.
I'm gonna take him out.
Yeah, he in the air. He wide open, vulnerable. Who cares if he gets a personal foul? If he's what happened when Arthur Moats took out Brett Favre?
He was done after that.
Don't cross the Moats. Remember that? That's where that came from.
Oh yeah.
He's a quarterback killer. No, don't let Josh Allen. We already established. People say you're the biggest trash talker. People say you're most overrated. They don't like you.
They gonna
protect yourself. There's nothing Deion Dawkins can say or do after you on the field crumpled up. That's my quarterback, but he crumpled up. Now what happened?
Right.
Counsel the man.
Right.
Conversely, Steve says if a fan cannot be positive about how the offense looked on week 1 when they hardly had the ball in the first half is shocking. The only star that matters is J.A., and he doesn't need any divas. Steve, I hate to break it to you, my man.
Oh, I was ready. I'm like, oh, you got something. Okay.
Steve, I hate to break it to you, my brother. You need somebody. You need somebody.
What you say? If you want somebody to love, you need somebody to love.
Right. So the point is this, because I don't want it to get missed. We like that the team won. We said that they needed to win, and we're happy that they won. And there are so many other good things that we can talk about with this game, but we also are a show that likes to bring levity amongst all of the rah-rah that sits around us, right? So while we do appreciate what happened in the game and the outcome of the game, the analytical side of it, if you take a look at who we played and you take a look at what actually happened in the game, there's not a lot that you can take from this game to definitively say, okay, this is who the Bills are. We should be excited.
Right? And it's gonna work. It's not sustainable. What we
right.
Say is not sustainable.
Exactly. That's the main point.
Yeah. Like this is a bottom of the middle team.
Yep.
Right. This is not a juggernaut. This is not like Baltimore, KC, San Francisco, like, you know what I'm saying? So Detroit, like, it's not that team. But I don't know, man. It's just I hate what I'm not gonna say hate. I get everybody love Josh Allen because what he does. Like what he does makes him a freak of nature. Like can't nobody do what Josh do. However, the little scare with the hand is like, I know you're Superman, but sometimes I just need you to be Clark Kent sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you ain't got to change, go in the phone booth and put your uniform on. Like you got other guys who can help you. They might not be as strong as you or faster as you, but they can help you. Utilize them. That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping when they get in the mid-season, like he'll relinquish some of that trust to where he was like, man, I could run that, but I got Keon right there. I know if I throw it to him, he'll catch it. Or I got Shakir right there. If I throw it to him, I know they'll catch it.
I can tell you right now, if he doesn't learn that by mid-season, the way the schedule is built, we're going to be a 2-16, 2-17, whatever. He's going to have no choice. Even this matchup coming up on Thursday, it's not going to work. Yesterday's not going to work on Thursday for crap because Jalen Phillips is the real deal. When I'm not going to go too far into Miami, but when I tell you, both 15s were cooking.
He did play.
Both 15s were cooking yesterday. Our 15 from Miami University and Miami 15 from Miami University. This guy, he's strong. He's like Russo, but faster. He's as long. He's got more counter moves. Spencer Brown's hands are going to be full. And then the other guy, number 9, I can't remember his name. It escapes me, right? But he was there last year. I mean, he's a bull. He's a bull. Deion Dawkins, you got to look at, you got them too.
You talking about Bradley Chubb?
No, he's not. He didn't play. It was I'll look it up. But then you look at who's in the interior. They're returning best defensive tackle, not named Christian Wilkins. Actually, last year he may have been their best. Seiler was a great defensive tackle last year. And guess who's next to him? Calais Campbell. The man he played like he's drinking LeBron juice. He's drinking. When I watched just because see when everybody's like, we need to get him here. I'm like, no, we don't. Dude, when I saw him play yesterday, there's no way this dude is 38 or whatever he is. I said, get out of here. No, watch the Miami game.
I mean, stats wise, he didn't do a punch, but
not stats wise,
but the impact that he had on the game.
Yeah.
Like I said, I saw the second half. The first half, They was losing 17-0.
Yeah.
Bro, they shut them out the second half.
Wow.
Their defense shut them out. They couldn't score. I'm like, dang.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not a joke. And to Steve's point, you know, you'll be fine against those Arizona teams. My man told me Arizona's an 11-win team. I said, what Arizona? I said, the Wildcats? The Sun Devils? Who were you talking about? But you know, when you go back to the game we had, it worked. Like I said, it worked for the game we had yesterday.
Yeah.
But you got to refine it. You got to do better next game. And the game after that, you got to change. You got to keep evolving and get better. And I don't want the team to be capped out where we are now.
Yeah, I do have something for later from Miami that I think might help us. So
okay,
it makes you feel a little bit better.
Are we going inside?
A little bit. All
right, so I want to give some gratification to those who've stuck with us this long looking at the title. So excuse me, I'm going to ask you guys the question. Should Cam Newton relinquish the title of Superman to Josh Allen?
You want to go first? You want me to?
I can go first.
You probably should. I'm piss a lot of people off.
Here it comes.
To me, Josh Allen embodies that, especially that superhero in particular. He embodies that.
Yeah,
he embodies that. However, I don't think he should relinquish the name because I feel like without Cam Newton, Josh wouldn't be doing what he's doing.
Okay, because
Cam, to me, so Cam did it first. Mm-hmm. And one thing I got to give Cam that I don't know if people give him credit for. I could be wrong, but I believe Cam Newton was the first dual threat quarterback to win an MVP and go to the Super Bowl.
I got to.
So to me,
he was the first quarterback to win an MVP.
First dual.
Okay.
Do MVP and Super Bowl.
Okay.
Like we've seen it before in the NFL, but never to the degree like Cam Newton. Like to me, the first phenomenon that took the NFL by storm was Vic, right? But Vic never made it to the Super Bowl, right? Cam won the MVP and made the Super Bowl doing what he was doing, right? So I think because of how good he had it done, I think he'll always have the name, but Josh is definitely the next Superman. If he was to do a second one, it's definitely Josh Allen all day long. But because of what Cam has done and the history he's put in, I don't think he should relinquish it, but kind of like let Josh have it.
I was he say let Josh cook. We gonna fight. That's only one guy you can say that for. No, this is where I'm with it. Cam Newton Superman. Why? Because he told us so. That's not a title. That's the nickname he gave himself, or the moniker that he decided when he did this. Nobody named him or anointed him Superman. No, he said, "I am him." He's like Flip Saunders and not Flip Saunders, Flip Murray from the Cleveland Cavaliers. I remember when he became not Ronald, but he's now Flip. They were like, "Who the hell named him that? You can just name yourself stuff." Cam Newton named himself Superman. There's no Superman trophy. There's no passing of the guard. I mean, the general, JA-17, Winter Soldier, just fine. Especially with what's that show we talked about? The Winter's Coming. He's a Winter Soldier.
Game of Thrones.
He's the Winter Soldier.
Winter is coming.
Throw it in there. I mean, it is what it is. To me, Cam Newton still is the career leader in rushing touchdowns. Still, obviously he played for 3-ish more years than Josh at this point in time. He's gonna pass him, but you got to look at also where they scored their touchdowns from, who they played with. Josh Allen, as you said before, I could have did that, but I decided I'm gonna do it myself. Right. So did you have to, or are you just deciding you feel comfortable with yourself? And my thing is, it's not a knock on Josh, and I told you guys, I don't subscribe to that. As long as you got JA-17, you got a shot. I don't subscribe to it, but I know what's right is what's right. And the guy is bad. The boy is bad. He gonna kill himself. I wanted to hurt him. I wanted to hurt him for that leap.
The second one,
he could have broke his hand, and he may have broke his hand. We don't know. But see, Josh, like we talked about before, is now 28. We were talking about back twinges and core strain from before the show started.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Josh is gonna get in that conversation very soon.
Did you see what he got up though?
Yeah.
Right.
And then he was like,
shake it off. Yeah, that's
right. He got to the side like, they was like, he's wincing. Right. They said he's hurting. They taped him, but they said he was wincing when they were taping him.
So, like when you know people who play any sport, not just football, when that adrenaline kicks in, like you just score, like you don't feel nothing, bro. But when you settle down, it's like, whoa, what is this? What is this?
Why can't I straighten my middle finger out?
But I will say this is Superman though, which it kind of goes to Josh Allen's mindset. Superman never had a sidekick.
Who's Josh's sidekick?
What? Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
We're doing this.
That's what I'm saying.
We're doing this.
He ain't got one.
Actually, he does.
Yeah,
in the comics he does.
Does he?
Yeah, I forget his name, but he actually gives this kid a little watch to call him whenever he needs.
Oh, okay, all right. But
but he don't go fight crime with him, but he works at the Daily Planet.
Yeah, so like the main movies, like I don't know, like I've never seen Superman with like, hey, like he just does things by himself, kind of like what Josh does.
He had Richard Pryor that one time.
Oh man, no. So the reason I bring this up is this, right? We constantly say Josh doesn't need to be Superman. He doesn't need to be Superman. Stop trying to be Superman, right? When you try to tell somebody to stop being something, that usually means you see them being that, right?
Yeah.
And I think in Josh's mind, he's not intentionally saying to himself, I have to be Superman. He's just saying to himself, it's on me to make sure that we score. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure we score, even if I have to do it myself. One of the things that made Superman, the comic book character, who he is his mentality of there's nobody on this earth that can save the world the way that I can, right? There's nobody else that can do what I do. I have to be the one to do it. Mm-hmm. When you look at who Josh is, and you said it, he embodies Superman, right?
He does.
Cam Newton named himself Superman.
That's a good point, though, Q. I didn't think about that. Nobody named him Superman. He did it himself.
Right.
But you said it too.
But how do nicknames usually work in the world?
Somebody
called you something.
They deem you something.
Exactly.
It's like you get knighted.
Exactly.
I forever will call you.
Yeah, but you said but you said it though, to that caveat. You did say earlier, without Cam, you don't think Josh would be doing this. Why are they comparing him? They're the same height. They're the same weight. They do the same things.
If it wasn't for Cam, though, people would be comparing him to Dante Culpepper or Donovan McNabb. There's always somebody you can compare a mobile quarterback to. I just think it's more the size than anything else.
I think without Cam Newton, he'd be more like a Roethlisberger.
Yeah,
and that's and Roethlisberger was known for being a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of bad things. But I mean, my thing is, it's not, and you're right. It's just a name. It's something he named himself, but it was a moniker. It was a personification, and I think Josh Allen has the on-field ability. Mm-hmm. I think he has what he doesn't have that Cam Newton has is the bombastic telling you what I do. The
stuff you love.
Yeah, I mean, like the iconic clip. He said, we'll roll. He's like, I see him in studying film. Watch this.
Yeah.
And did what he told him and won.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Is like, okay, I can't stop this. Who got the kryptonite?
Right.
Who has it?
Right.
And when they play, was it the Patriots? When they got mollywopped in the Super Bowl, who was it that they lost in the Super Bowl?
Oh, no, they lost to Broncos.
Broncos.
Oh, yeah, first play, it was bad.
Broncos knew he had no sidekick. They're like, yo, he's it. He's legit it. Yep. He's tried to, and he does it all. Yep. And I think that is the only thing that gets me. The year where he really didn't have anything is the year he got MVP, the year he went to Super Bowl. And when Josh does that, now that Steph is going, I'm glad for this very reason. For your point, who's he have?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Now he has can he find a sidekick? Right. He created that sidekick.
Oh, yeah. I think he will. I mean, to some degree, it's going to have to be Brady helping him find that.
Yeah.
Because so much of what we saw on Sunday was Brady scheming. Like, that's the thing that I think I like with the players that we have is that it's actually more dependent on Joe Brady than it is any one particular player, right? And what that means is you got a guy up top now in the booth playing chess on the field with his players more so than having to depend solely on one specific player. So if you have an injury or something like that, or Shakir goes down or Kincaid goes down, you got a guy up in the booth there that's playing chess, not checkers. You know what I'm saying? And he can, move some pieces around and do some things to still be effective on offense. I do like that, but I think I'm trying at this point to step my segue game up. So let me say this.
Oh, step it up.
Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Newton's best season was the season he made it to the Super Bowl, correct? Mm-hmm. Actually, yes, it was.
Was that the same year he made MVP?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
That was 2015. He had 296 completions out of 495 attempts, a completion percentage of 59.8%.
That's about his career average, 59.2.
59.9 actually.
9.
So his yards for that season were 3,837 yards, an average completion of 7.8 yards, right? 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and his quarterback rating was 99.4, right? Josh's best season was, take a guess.
2019.
2020 was his best season.
Steph Diggs for sure.
Yep. It was 4,544 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Same interceptions as Cam Newton, more touchdowns. Quarterback rating was higher for Josh Allen, 107.2 versus Cam Newton's 99. Completion percentage was roughly the same. No, 2015. No, it was better. It was better because Cam Newton's was 59.8. Josh Allen's was 69.2.
Yeah.
Was that 70%?
Yes.
That was by far his highest year. Yeah.
Yes.
By far.
So
he was nasty.
All of this is to say, if you're just taking their best seasons when they were at their peaks, Josh Allen's peak is higher than Cam Newton's peak.
What if you add the rushing? Is it comparable?
Let me see.
Because I think that's what pushed Cam over to the MVP status was the passing and the rushing.
You got an A or you want me to?
If you want to pull it up, I can't do it as fast as you can.
132 for 636 and 10 touchdowns.
So he had 636 yards and 10 touchdowns.
636 yards on 132 attempts, 10 touchdowns, 59 first downs.
And what did Josh have?
Ding, 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 ding,
I'd say Josh crushed him last year.
Yeah, you go what?
2020. Josh Allen rushing. He went 102 for 421, 8 touchdowns, 38 first downs.
So Cam had more rushing yards.
But that's comparable.
Cam had more touchdowns, more first downs. See, that's the thing. You got to look at first downs. That's important. People don't talk about that. First downs. And I'm not going against your stats. I'm just saying, people are like, it's about chain moving. And the thing about we talk about what we argue about Josh, we don't really argue, what we talk about all the time is that Josh always the touchdowns, the short. Cam Newton was doing the short areas. He was getting spun up, and people didn't like him just like they don't like Josh. Probably worse.
Yeah.
Because he got up and told you.
He ain't getting no. I remember he ain't getting no calls.
No, he got no calls. He got nothing.
The refs didn't even like
him. Nobody like him.
Refs like Josh.
They do like Josh.
Told him you ain't old enough to get that call.
Right? They did.
He's like, whoa.
He's like, yo, okay, watch this.
Right.
Well, yeah, it's funny because I actually ran the numbers for all three because everybody wants to lump Josh and Lamar in as well. I don't.
No,
I don't. But Baltimore fans, Buffalo fans, every time either one of them does something bad or good, if it's Josh is good, what did Lamar do? If it's something bad Josh did, Lamar wouldn't do that. So what I did was I ran the numbers for their 6 years. So Josh and Lamar's been in the league 6 years, and Cam Newton's first 6 years. And what I found was Lamar actually has a lot of better numbers than both of the first 6 years. However,
I think he got better rushing numbers. I don't think he got better passing numbers.
He's got a better passing percentage. Less interceptions. All his rushing is better.
Right.
Obviously, he has an MVP over Josh. Cam had two All Pros. No, he had one All Pro, and so did Lamar.
I'm sorry. How many attempts does Jackson have versus?
He's by far. Not by far. He was lower than you talking about for career
for Jackson. Yeah, for Jackson versus Josh.
Yeah, that's a huge difference too.
That's what I'm saying. Because if you're talking about completion percentage, if you don't throw that much, which he
Right.
really wasn't in
He
his first
threw,
few
I
years,
think he has
And I know-
1,000 less
and I know Josh got way more touchdowns and yards.
100%. As a
Josh
passer,
has,
yeah.
yeah, Josh has. Like I said, I'm
Yeah.
throwing this in because everybody compares these two. Josh and Lamar are gonna be tied at the hip until they retire.
I don't
That's just what it
understand
is.
why though. Like Lamar Jackson is so much more comparable to Vic than
Yeah, because to me, hands down, he's the best running quarterback in the NFL. Hands
Right.
down,
I mean,
he's the best.
I go with that, but
I will put him more. I judge more Josh with Mahomes.
yes,
absolutely. But they don't care about that. It's got to be Lamar because they came out the same year, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rationale
That-
is.
that's
I
a
honestly
good point.
don't know what the rationale is.
I think that's you just hit on it. Like they came out the exact same time.
Yeah, I mean, Cam and Lamar have 3 Pro Bowls to Josh's 2. Cam and all 3 of them have. Well, I'm sorry. Cam and Josh have 1 All-Pro. Lamar has 2. Obviously, Lamar has 2 MVPs. To Cam's 1, and Cam has Offensive Player of the Year, and neither of the 2 do.
He got offensive player of the year.
He got
too?
Offensive Player of the Year for that year too. So I mean, take it how you want it.
Right.
For me, I don't want to say I don't care, but for Josh, how they perceive him, he's our guy,
Yeah.
and he plays for our team.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Like the nation talking about overrated, we'll show you.
Right.
Right.
If we show you better, we can tell you.
Right.
And if we don't show you, we'll shut our mouth. But Josh, right now, as long as he don't break his hand doing silly stuff again,
Right.
hey, he'll come out on top.
Yeah,
I believe
but
it.
I think you said it best, and that I kind of wanted to segue back into a little more of that conversation before we switch over to Miami.
Go ahead.
Just because I think when you look at the Superman mentality, you to some degree only do that when you feel that there's not enough around you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've seen other players do this on other teams. It's not just Josh that goes out there and feels like he has to do it. Lamar Jackson did it in the game on Thursday. Like he had Likely and who else?
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I think to some degree, as I play around with the cell phone holder, I
Eloquently speaking.
yeah, excellent. So I think to really kind of cap the whole conversation off, I think what we're going to see this year is the same Josh, just more efficient because the system he's in is going to be called and schemed more efficiently. Players are going to have route concepts and they're going to have game plans that are going to be more successful against the defenses that they face. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to equal points. I want to temper everybody's expectations when I say this, but it does mean that we will see an offense that looks better, just in terms of all of the ancillary pieces around Josh working as they should, benefiting Josh to a larger degree than what Josh is used to seeing, right? Everybody is kind of raving right now, and I think Laura even said this too, about how Josh had 10 targets to like 10 different receivers or something like that, right? And the only receiver he missed was MVS.
No, Ty Johnson.
He did
That one we threw it at his feet.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, MVS had a catch.
Oh, he did. That's
He
right.
did.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Was it that third down?
He threw it.
He threw it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was getting rushed. Which game, Billy? The one we watched or the one we're about to watch? He said, "What are our opinions on the game?" So really quick to cap this conversation off before we get to Miami. I just want to say this season is going to be all about Josh Allen's ability to temper the Superman conversation in his head. You know what I'm saying? Because the scheme is designed to help him. It's just a matter of how much help he feels he has. And as we know, there's a big difference between when someone tells you they love you and when they make you feel loved. Right? Right now, this team needs to make Josh feel like he's got the help. It can't be Josh gets inside the red zone and we start calling all these plays that make him have to rush and run for a touchdown. We need to start calling better plays in the red zone and stop depending on Josh. We need to get to 3rd and 1s and call plays that allow a running back to get the first down so Josh doesn't feel like he has to sneak it.
I was gonna say we need to stop calling passes where he could actually decide not to throw the ball and run the ball.
Or we get like some jet sweeps or something create like that's one of the things that we saw with Mahomes early on.
Yeah.
When they got inside the red zone, they got inside the 5-yard line. Andy Reid had all these different types of plays, the tight end toss, inside and all that kind of stuff. Like that's the stuff that makes Mahomes feel like he's got help and he doesn't have to do it himself. So to some degree, Brady's got to do a better job of that. The team has got to do a better job of stepping up around him and doing that. And Sean has to allow these things to happen. I think if we see that, that's going to lead Josh into the place that we want him to be, which is that kind of, I'll say Brady level. I will throw up in my mouth if I have to say Mahomes level. The Brady level of
ain't that a kick in the shin?
Right. Yeah, we got to go all the way back to Brady now to avoid Mahomes. Yeah, it's crazy. But that's when we'll see Josh rise to that level of I've mastered the game and there's nothing that a team can do to stop me the same way that it happened with Brady.
I'm actually surprised that we did not see. I would have bet you would have saw at least a jet sweep from Curtis Samuel.
I think their rationale, well, not the Bills, but
and they might be saving. I don't know.
Well, Capaccio said that he's just now coming off a toe injury. So
correct.
He's on a snap count, so they didn't want to do too much with him.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean that should mean we see a little bit more of them in the Miami game. I definitely
because you made a good point in the red zone, right? If you guys are defensive guys, you're playing the Bills. Hey, Josh is getting it. Josh is getting it. He's either running or he's going to script. Josh is getting it, right? Because
Yep.
Right? Who else? No.
You got 5 wide? No, Josh is running
exactly.
Quarterback sneak.
Right? So that's where it's like to me, I could be wrong. This is why to me, like your Andy Reid one. Andy Reid, okay, boom, I got Kelsey, I got him. Oh, they're not going to expect this. Mm-hmm. Him coming from, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like in that red zone where you are thinking that it's going to be this, I got you. It's going to be this. That's right. I think if we see that, like you said, it helps Josh take less hits, be more comfortable, and know that he has help around him because the plays are designed. Well, oh, man, that would work, and I ain't got to do much.
Now, you know what I'm saying? The thing about this, to that point, sometimes I think it's not even the fact that he thinks he has to do everything. I think sometimes it's a wild factor for him. Like we talked about last year. He has to have a wild factor. What was yesterday? A boring game. He was like, yo, I got to do something fun. This is crap.
I can't do it on
I don't want to play chopsticks no more.
I
don't want to play chopsticks no more. I want to play something. I want to play some sizzle. Right, I want to play, but the thing about I was thinking about, as you said, in the round, a play we used to run a lot, but we haven't ran in probably decades.
What's that?
Direct snap to a jet sweep.
Yeah.
We haven't run a direct snap to the jet. Everybody's looking at Josh. As soon as that snap comes out, guess where they're going to look? At Josh.
Yep.
Curtis Samuel's already over there with the ball.
Yep.
You don't even know it.
But you know what that is? It's an inefficient play. Why? Because there's the risk
of it being
of the player not catching the ball on time, and now all of a sudden you got a fumble.
Right.
That's a Sean thing.
And those are the kind of plays when you got Isaiah McKenzie's and people like that. That's what you do.
Yeah.
I think they do it
McKenzie used to do it all the time.
Yes,
they do it with Eric Moles. They used to do it back in the day all the time. But now, Andre Reed was famous for the end around. I remember end around, Andre Reed all the time. But you don't see that no more. You don't see it no more. And you got James Cook. You got Cook out there wide. You can put Ray Davis wide. You got Samuel wide.
That's why
built for it.
That's why I was shocked they didn't do it. But it makes sense if he's like on a snap count and his toe. Like I get it. But like I would have lost some money because you definitely gonna see that. That's gonna happen. They're gonna give it to Curtis Samuel. They're gonna let him run.
Yeah,
it's coming. I think you might see it next. Not even Thursday, but maybe next week.
Yeah. Whittle, real quick. I'm sorry. I agree with Steve on this. He says Brady is not that kind of coach. He's not terrible, but he's also not in the neighborhood of the Detroit OC or Houston OC. And McDermott is not about to have an OC look better than him, which is also a good point.
Yeah,
he says fire McDermott and upgrade.
You loved was it Bobby Johnson? Is that his name? The Lions?
Bobby Johnson and then
Slowick.
It's Bobby Slowick and Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. I love Slowick. You love Ben Johnson for the coaching job. We thought he was getting fired last year.
Did you see that Lions game though?
I watched it. Yeah.
Believe
it or not, I did watch it.
They are a scary team, bro. They're scared. Like they got a defense. Yeah. They got a pass rush. They got a secondary now that can play man.
and they Goff, they kind of was like double teaming Amon-Ra. Like, all right, James Williams, let's go.
Exactly.
I'm like, man.
Exactly.
They had Gibbs going off. They had running back Montgomery.
Yeah,
I mean,
Laporta wasn't even a big name in the game, and he's what, top 3 tight ends in the league right now? Like,
I
that's
know.
insane.
I know.
Probably
One of my teams has him somewhere. on
Yeah,
there.
yeah. You
I'm
do.
like,
I wanted him. You took him from me.
Okay, well, that's
kind of upset.
bad on me then. Sorry. You got my back. No.
But by the way, let me make Roy mad real quick and say that I am about to win 5 of the 7 fantasy leagues that I'm in. I'm about to win week 1.
I
Right?
think I'm going.
Sorry, Laura, but I'm about to win
I
that
think
one.
I'm going like 3 or 7. So I won something.
3 or 7?
Dude, the quarterbacks was hot garbage yesterday.
Yo, they were.
They were
They really
horrible.
were.
Like nothing.
Did I have any bad quarterbacks?
Yes, you
So
probably.
most of my leagues, I got.
You're in 97 leagues, dude. You have a bad quarterback
Just about to
somewhere.
say, right now I'm 54 for 97.
My best quarterback that I had was
All of them?
Jaden Daniels.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yo,
all the
he was
rushing that he
beast.
did.
Was he good?
Yeah.
All the
I
rushing.
didn't get to watch that game.
Yeah, he scored.
Okay.
So,
he scored like
did he?
50 points in one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He was definitely efficient, but he needed way more help.
See, I had McLaurin, and McLaurin didn't do anything. So I didn't.
Nope.
I was like, he didn't.
I
Must
had
not do
McLaurin
anything.
too,
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, McLaurin, we'll just double team him. Now what you gonna do?
I didn't use him, thank God, because that
Yeah.
very reason. I was like, you know what,
Yeah.
he's on the bench. I got guys for years.
I am salty though.
Why?
In 2 leagues,
Mhm.
2 of them, I have Jaden Reed in a lot of my leagues.
Oh,
Benched.
oh! I mean, to be fair, I had
Ramondre on one of my
I
benches.
had Worthy benched.
Yeah, really benched.
I had Worthy against Laura, like in our league.
Yeah.
I
She
had
let us know. She
sitting
told
on
us
the
in the
bench.
chat. You have.
Yeah, she did. She tells me. She tells my business a lot. She puts me on blast a lot. All right, it's 7:21. We got to get to the Miami game. Billy, listen, I apologize, my man. You want our opinion on the game from yesterday? We started off the show talking about that, but this is the only show we're doing before the game Thursday. So we're gonna hop into our pregame for Miami. And what do you guys want to start with there?
You want to start with the boring stuff? Or you want to go right into? Let's see.
So,
let's see.
Bring the heat.
How about we stop? All right, I got something.
Yeah.
So again, like I said, before on Monday, no, I'm sorry, on Friday, I was worried about Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Right after watching their game, like the half a game, and looking at some stuff, I feel a little bit better. A little bit better. I'm telling you why.
In what way? Yeah.
Their most targeted receiver was Tyreek Hill. They kept force feeding him the ball. Now, one, they were down, so they had to abandon the run game, and they had to pass more. But, bro, he got 12 targets. He's the only target that had double-digit targets. So they were looking for him early and often. Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that I do like about Sean McDermott is the only game Tyreek Hill ever killed us was the first playoff game with KC.
Yep.
Other than that, he's never been like, he's there, but he's never like the oh my God, we can't stop this guy.
Yes.
So normally we do a good job stopping him. So if that's they're going to keep targeting Tyreek. Like the only other person they got is, of course, they got Waddle. And after that, it's Achane.
Achane had 7 receptions for 71 yards, something like that.
Seven for 76.
Achane is also dealing with some sort of injury or something like that, right? Like a light injury. Let me look that up.
Yeah, I think it's light. I don't think it's major, but still. So like, if you take away Hill and now it's got to be Waddle and Achane, like I feel comfortable with that.
Now this is my kick with the Hill argument. We've never gone into a game with against Tyreek Hill without Hyde and Poyer.
That's true.
You know, that in itself. This is, you know, everybody wants to talk about how bad Damar Hamlin was yesterday. I don't know where he was so bad.
Where was he bad?
I don't know. I have no idea. I think it's a crusade at this point. People talking about Ed Oliver was bad.
What?
It's a crusade. Ed Oliver was double teamed all yesterday.
Right.
If anything, it was Daquan Jones that wasn't that great, which was fine.
I will say I think that's one of the things that opened it up for Rousseau.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Rousseau gets chipped a lot, a lot. Like even last season, I think his speed to power game was coming along, and this year I think he's definitely reached another level. Part of that is he played against a bad offensive line, but just looking at his mechanics overall, I definitely think his technique has taken another step. But something like that is what we want. I mean, this is the best performance out of our defensive line we've seen ever, right? This is great.
And the thing is, Rousseau, McDermott's like, wait a minute, contract year, you ain't getting 79% snaps again. That ain't never happening
Right.
again.
He did start taking them out.
They said this is the fourth highest snap count by a defensive lineman in McDermott's whole tenure in Buffalo.
Wow.
79% was the fourth highest ever. I think Ed Oliver had like 2 of the other ones. So so don't look for Russo to play that much.
I say when he was eating though.
Tuhill played. I don't know what that was about. Where was Epinesa? He did play,
bro. I didn't really see him.
I saw 57 after I tweeted out where the hell is Epinesa because Tuhill's playing. But Tuhill had a special teams tackle.
That was a nice tackle too. Hold on, man. Hold on. We played my man Kydrington.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I wanted to talk about that.
53 yards, Keyshawn.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? The Jets game that got our eyes looking at him. He got.
We ain't talking about the Jets right now.
Was it a 67 one? In the Jets
63
game?
yards total, and one was like for 59. The other one was like 7.
Okay.
So what did we see yesterday? $800,000 into touchbacks.
Like the system or the kickoff system that they have now, like they made it easier for stuff like that to happen.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like they made it easier for kickoff returns to happen while also making it safer for the players. So I see why they like it, because you get those big pop plays and exciting plays, and you might see them more frequently, but not too frequently where it's kind of a rip. But I didn't see Codrington do anything that made me think like, wow, he's way better than Hardy.
He hit a corner and went. He did what he's supposed to do. And even Capaccio, I believe, said it was either him or Jerry White said that they think that Arizona was thinking he was going to go the other way.
Yeah.
And he came this way. But proof in the pudding is this. DJ Dallas, is he fast? Heck no.
He's really he got some speed to him.
Some.
What did he run?
Some.
What did he run?
I didn't look it up, but
I'm about to.
He's a big running back, right? Hey, I take it back. We joked about Mike Edwards and his and no effort.
Oh,
he's
4'5". Jeez.
So he's that fast.
5'10",
Tyler Bass.
217. Holy cow.
Tyler Bass is about to take him down. Did you see how fast he came into the screen? Did you see that?
Because he wouldn't even take one to block. That made me mad. Like, yo, you the last person in line to get this dude.
He said, I don't have real pads on. What do you want me to do?
You don't need that.
Oh, that's a
rugby
great
tackle.
It's a rugby
straight up.
Yo, the ankle tackles in this game.
Yo, did you see? I hate you for that.
About this.
I hate you for that text message.
Yo,
I hate you for that text.
We told you this was coming. We did tell you.
How do you think the hip drop tackles? Well, I can see a lot more ankle tackles. What? How?
Yo, he flamed us for that. He flamed us hard for that. He was like he was looking at us like, y'all know how stupid y'all sound right now, right? And we sit there, like we was excited because we figured it out, and we looking at Keyshawn and he looking at us like we stupid.
Like we just gonna dive in ankles.
You just go grab a man ankle while he's running.
So you that good? I'm just gonna dive in ankles.
Let me get this right. The guy's gonna be running full speed, and you're just gonna reach out and like he did this. He showed like he pantomimed it. You're just gonna reach out and grab the man's ankles.
The funny thing is this is verbatim what I said.
Yeah,
that is hilarious. He has me quoted. I'm like, you just gonna just reach out, so you telling me the man coming at you ain't gonna happen. No.
But lo and behold,
here we are.
Yeah.
Once I realized what you meant by sliding down the
ground, like,
I
got it. Okay, there's work before the ankle tag. Okay, got it.
Yeah, man, they mastered that thing in one off season. That's crazy. That is crazy.
But yeah, I think, and you said it. One of you guys said it too. No, it was you. He did nothing that Hardy couldn't do.
Yeah.
What did I say on cut down day? Taron Johnson, didn't I say? He usually gets hurt. Yeah. What you gonna do now? Yeah. Are you gonna use Codrington? Hell no. What they gonna do? They're gonna call up Hardy. They're gonna call him up. Why? Why did you do? All they're gonna do now is they're gonna kick touchbacks to Codrington. All they're gonna do is kick it away from him.
But if he get an opportunity, he taking it to the house, baby.
Yeah.
He taking it, Key.
He ain't did it yet, so I don't know if he will or not. But you know what's funny about it? You said Dallas was a 4-5.
Yeah,
Codrington a 4-5 too, so it must be got to be a 4-5.
He didn't look that fast. I know something.
You can't have Tyreek Hill speed. You gotta have
you gotta be in the
right. Yeah, if you want to be a Buffalo Bill,
you know what it is. You can't be too fast where you can't. You gotta have just that.
You know what it might be? You know what it might? Sean McDermott might have to feel like he can catch you if he needs to catch you. Like if I'm mad at you and I need to try to track you down, you can't be so fast.
Come on over.
Right. I ain't doing all this treadmill running for no reason. Damn it.
So segues, right?
Yeah.
People was talking about Tyreek Hill before the game. It's like, dude, why they have him with all those officers down like that? I'm like, well, if I'm an officer, if Tyreek Hill running, I'm not catching him. It's not happening.
We got to pin him down now.
It's not happening.
If he was
that dude, or let's say he wasn't famous and he was just like, bro, what? Just stay right there. Stay right here. What you gonna do if I run? You ain't catching me.
You know what's funny about that?
That's like you walk up on our Olympic swim team, right? And they drinking beer and like punching babies in the face or something silly, right? But they happen to be doing it on a dock. No, I'm going gun first. Y'all stay right there.
That's what. And that's
I ain't gonna dive in the water and change it.
I say Tyreek know he fat. He know if he runs a bad situation,
bro.
He ain't gonna run. He knows better.
Yeah.
That's like a boxer. They say it was your hands are a lethal weapon or a licensed registered weapon.
Registered weapons.
So Tyreek's feet are registered weapons.
Yeah.
He ain't doing it.
Yeah.
That's a felony. But you know what's felonious as well? How fast they cut the camera when they realized he was going over to the celebration with his hands behind his back.
Yo.
You see how fast they cut that?
Dangerous.
Yeah, when they cut the camera off of him.
Yeah.
Like all he did was just like, oh, nope.
That was genius, by the way. He had to come up to her like, oh, that was genius.
How did Waddle know to do that right away?
Oh, they probably planned it.
You know how the Bills would never.
Yo, Sean will be on that tail quick.
Speaking of, come here. He like gotta catch me. But speaking of celebration, we're going to Miami even further.
Yeah. So the Rousseau deal, I think we're gonna continue to see some of the things that we saw from Rousseau in this game because he's going against Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson is not a good right tackle. He's a much better run blocker than he is pass blocker, but that's not saying anything because he's just not a good
He's
tackle.
terrible.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But going back to Sully before you go any further. Mm-hmm. Speaking of planned celebrations, Mac Hollins did the hand jive. He did the hand. Right. When's the last time somebody did the hand jive? And they gathered around like, what the hell is he? What the hell is he doing? What is he doing?
I mean, the fact that we knew what that was.
Well, we're kind of. You're not, but we're.
We're all close.
We're segueing on in.
You about to be a year closer.
He's segueing on in. So
I still got a whole full moon cycle before
I get up out of here. Get up out of here. A whole moon, whatever. Well, yeah, I mean, I was like, and they looked at him like, all right, let's join in. Do we join in? What do we do? So he,
the last time I saw the hand guy was in Greece.
Yeah. And he went hard too.
Turn this off.
Yeah, they was getting in it in Greece, man.
Yeah, he went nuts. But no, yeah, to your point about Rousseau, I think we're gonna see Tua getting that ball out of there fast as usual.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know how much we're gonna see, Tua getting sacked, which was ironic because I remember when we texted about Rousseau yesterday, I was like, well, he has 3 sacks. It was the one where Kyler ran out of bounds right at the line. I said, you sneaky dogs, you.
And then the one they gave Vaughn, I was like,
yeah, but I was like, was he down? Because he tripped over the offensive lineman's foot, I thought. But neither here nor there. Kyler Murray is a slippery dog, and they did what they wanted. They wanted to keep everybody contained, and Kyler is a little fast. I hate watching him run, though.
Do you?
I hate the way he runs. Ooh. Kyler Murray. Yeah, it's a weird run. He runs like he's short.
He runs like a very fast baby with a big diaper on.
Yes.
Like that's how he runs.
Somehow I agree with that. Yes.
Like there's no other way to explain it because he's like it's like his torso is bigger than his legs.
It really is. He got that. He looks like, remember the little puppy dog, the little dog from Tom and Jerry, the little gray one that came with the big dog.
Oh yeah.
That's how he's built. Like he's built just like that.
100%. Little baby legs and a grown torso and just running around the field like nobody's gonna catch him. Like
grown munchkin.
Yeah. I mean, no disrespect to him.
That's why I disrespect him all full chest.
Steve said Kyler runs just like Mahomes. Yeah, it's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Only Mahomes
runs a little zesty.
Zesty?
Well, Kyler kind of does too.
Define zesty. Oh,
a little zesty.
Yeah, Kyler kind of does too, though.
Does he?
He kind of. It's a weird switching running type. It's not normal.
Yeah.
It's not. You if you put him and Lamar next to you, be like, yeah.
You know what it might be? Like their shoulders go back.
Yeah.
Like when they
Yep.
start running, like their
Yep.
shoulders go back. Like
Yep.
I don't like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you running like this,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's like you kind of get stiff.
They did
You
not
know,
run
but-
track in high school. You could tell that.
Well, yeah.
They didn't run track.
There's I'm not gonna comment on men's hips, but
The stiffness to the hips.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
okay because we don't have AO over here today.
Well,
He's here in spirit.
right. So Lindsay asked the question. I just want to make sure I know what she's referring to. She said, which linebacker you calling to Milano Tua?
Lindsay just be talking, huh?
Which linebacker you calling to Milano Tua?
Oh.
Oh, in terms of
Hitting them.
Fold
yeah,
them up.
yeah.
I don't know.
None
I
of them.
mean,
I don't think
Williams is your best blitzer. Yes, he is. He's your best blitzer.
Did they even blitz yesterday or no?
Yeah, they blitzed.
Yeah,
They
but
blitzed.
they blitzed the run,
Yeah, it
except
wasn't.
for like real big third downs.
They were trying to put on the run, so they blitzed
Right.
there.
Are you guys worried anything about Miami? What are you guys worried about?
I have Miami as my favorite. Irma says the Jets. I have the Miami as my favorite to oppose the Bills.
I think the Dolphins are trash. I think.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, Steve. I mean, Steve. Steve said, you know, he's saying McDermott and Tua are both frauds. So who's going to win? But anyway,
The fraud ball.
It's a tie.
right. No, I truly believe this, and here's why. When you look at what the scheme is that Miami runs, the Bills have had the answer to that. What, five out of the last 6 times that we played? They've only beaten us once in the last 4 years?
Yeah, I mean, with the last one in the playoffs with Skylar Thompson, that was tight. That was scary.
Yeah, but so I'll say this: the playoffs are always a different monster, right? Just in general, we already know what the playoffs do to Sean McDermott.
You had to get that plug in there.
but when it comes to this game coming up on Thursday, in the regular season, Sean knows exactly how to shut the offense down. Like, what has Tyreek Hill really done in Miami against the Bills? Absolutely nothing. Usually, you see Tyreek Hill go for no more than 60, 70 yards tops. And it's not even a big play. It's those short crossers or the flats or something like that where he makes a few guys miss, and it just kind of piles up over the span of the game. So unless Waddle just creates a massive problem, and I don't think he's going to, because he's a good player, but he's not an elite route runner in terms of, you know, being able to destroy our zone coverages, and we're not going to play man against them either. So I really cannot see our defense getting shredded the way that they think they're going to do it, or even some people who scared of Miami think that they're going to do it, because
Hey man, hey, watch your tone. Watch your tone.
A-Chain is dealing with an ankle, right? He didn't even participate in practice today.
For real?
No. Ooh. So
It makes sense though.
that, well, yeah, because him and Mostert's got a chest, did not participate. Malik Washington did not participate. They got one of their offensive linemen, Eichenberg, who I think is their guard. I think he's their left guard. He was limited. Jalen Phillips was limited with an Achilles. So you know, I mean, like they're players that can really hurt us, which in my mind is Devin A-Chain. I'm gonna say A-Chain. Forget A-Chain. I hate saying A-Chain. It's not spelled that way. I refuse. I'm declaring here today. It's A-Chain.
Just say it fast.
Is the E silent? Like Chan, like Jackie Chan, like Devin A-Chan?
I don't even, but like
it was a China at one point. A-Chain.
It was a China?
Yeah, people were saying that China.
That,
Yeah,
A-Chain is A-Chain.
Wow.
yeah. That's why I said, you know what? From here on out, for me, y'all can do what y'all want. I'm saying A-Chain. That's it.
I'm calling A-Chain. I'm calling A-Chain.
What number is he, 26?
Huh?
He's number 26, right?
Is he?
What number is he?
Did he change his number?
What number?
He is 28.
28.
Ah,
28.
We'll call him 28. We'll call him 28 like they do, like the Bills do. You know,
28.
we can't go to T-Dot roll and call him 28.
28.
That's how the Bills do. You know, we got on our own team. We got 14 over there. Like what?
And Dawkins all the time. As long as you got 17, 17.
Bronny, you will not call me daddy. You will call me 2-3, or you call me the GOAT. That's it. That's it. 2-3.
All right. So, other Miami thoughts. What do we got?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm still I feel a little bit better, but I'm still kind of worried because I'm looking at it. They didn't use Moister at all. He had 6 carries for 9 yards.
Did you see? This is all I'm not worried about, but did you see Jordan Poyer get his hand stuck in a dude's helmet?
No.
Evidently, he broke his thumb. So he
Poyer
has a soft cast on it. It's like wrapped around, whatever. So
he already don't tackle well. So
he got a face mask.
Yeah.
But however it goes on the sideline, like, is it stuck? The guy gets up with no helmet on, and Poyer's got his thumb stuck in somebody. It was stuck on the it was like the Deion Sanders helmet, so it was stuck on it. So they had to like work his thumb out of the face mask. He got it fine, but I don't know. The dude just had to laugh. And Poyer was, I can't believe it. I can't believe my finger is stuck in this man's helmet for no apparent reason. So I got a penalty. I got all the proof right here. And the worst part was he opened his hand to release when he grabbed his face, so you can grab it and let go.
Right,
but his thumb was stuck, so you can see his hand open, but his thumb was
stuck. That's crazy. That's it. Ref, look at this.
I'm open.
Pick it up.
Right.
Pick it up.
So I don't know, man. Like Akan, Hill, and Waddle, like they're the only weapons that scare me. But that defense,
I'm worried about defensive line.
The defense, if they can pin, because like I was shocked that, like I said, Arizona's linebackers, they was giving Josh a little bit fits in the beginning. Like they give him a fits. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Why is they missing tackles? Are they not picking up blitz assignments? Like, what's going on? I think Miami's defensive line is better. So are they gonna give Josh fits to where he can't operate and score like we do? Because like, I don't know. I'm on the impression that our offense, like I said, when we need to score, we're gonna score, right? Unless that defense is that good, you can stop us. Is Miami's one of those defenses that can stop us? And Jalen Ramsey is healthy, so he played Sunday, so he's playing Thursday. So like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm always worried about their defense stopping us. I'm never worried about the opposite, but it's just like, I don't know. I think we can stop them. It's just
I should be worried about the opposite. The offense never really did. Like even though we were talking about the game we went to clinch the playoffs, we went it with a field goal, a last-second field goal. Hey, it could have went the other way easily, quickly, and been out of hand because I think that was Tua. I think that was a Tua game because and then the playoff game with Skyler. So it's something about Mike McDaniels. Side note: did you see Mike McDaniels' halftime interview?
No.
Yo, I love this guy. I love this guy. First and foremost, does he look more Cuban to you now that he's been in Miami?
Yo, they're saying he's Asian and like he's got that Miami swag to him.
He has the Miami swag.
Curled his hair up, got the shades on now.
But the gold glasses.
Got the little gold tee coming in.
Oh
there,
yeah,
the little beard.
But then
he'll be selling cocaine in about another month. Just you wait.
But then did you hear what he said though?
No.
He gets paid $10 million. They said, so how do you adjust and say he's like, we got to get better at doing football stuff. I want to get paid the money he gets paid to say stuff like that.
Football stuff?
Yeah, he said we got to do better at football stuff.
So what's the other stuff that they doing? That's not football stuff.
No, but this is him. Have you ever watched one of his press conferences? It's just like that. I told A last year on the show. I watched it before our game.
How arrogant is that?
But he says it in a way that's like, was he serious or was he playing? Like
that's,
he stutters. He's like a real nerd. So
that's
it's like,
what I mean.
Yeah, it's like we got to get better.
Miami's a party town. Though, so like, is they like
there's something
team like?
That's hard though. That's hard though. Like, how can you tell a team that lives and plays in Miami to not be a party team? I mean, your head coach is like in front of all of us. He's becoming Miami right in front of all of us.
There's literally, I promise you guys, I'm not exaggerating. There's literally a club in the stadium in Miami.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
There's a club.
Yeah.
While the game's playing, they're
in the club.
They're chopping it up in the club.
Yep. If J-Lo and Enrique Iglesias are part owners of a team, you got a party team. That's it. Like your team is a party team. There's no way around it.
I just saw something about that. Isn't the Williams sisters?
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
Is it Miami or Jacksonville?
Miami.
It's Miami?
Yeah.
Dang.
Now this is I thought about this when I was watching the game yesterday because you see that egregious line of sun versus no sun.
Yeah.
What kind of shock are you putting on your body running out of the sun into the cold and right back into the sun? Do you realize, I mean, like your body has to get acclimated. And you constantly, I mean, I know you get drained when you're in the sun the whole time. Okay, I get that. But think about running out of an ice cold house to go get somebody your car on the most humid Buffalo day.
Yeah.
You like, yo, what the freak was that all about? But then people be like, I was outside all day. I stopped feeling it.
Yeah,
a while
but
ago.
I imagine it's more like running into a mirage, right? Because like you're in the sun and you're just completely melting from head to toe, right? And you see the shade, you see that line in the grass, and you're like, as soon as I get into that shade, I'm gonna be all right. And you running, and the shade is just standing there with a big old blanket, like it's about to hug you with some coolness. And as soon as you get into that shade, it's still muggy as hell. And you ain't no living it down after
Well, see,
that.
what it was, the reason why I asked that is because I was thinking, why are the Miami Dolphins players getting juiced at the end of the game yesterday? I mean, Jacksonville, obviously they were done. You could tell they the same thing with the Bills. At the second half mark, they just fell apart because they were done. You can see it on their faces.
Those
Right.
1 o'clock games are notorious for that they're hot. So another thing that's good for us is it's a night game.
Right.
Right.
It's only gonna be like 90 degrees. No, I'm saying.
Right. It's only just 91.
Just a brisk 75, whatever. Yeah. So no, I was just thinking about it when I was watching because everybody's talking about how it impacts the visiting team, but I'm like, yo, it does your body some damage when you run from the cool, comfortable sideline air conditioning side to just standing in the baking sun, and then going off again, and then going back on. You dehydrating the hell out of yourself.
Right.
So I mean, they got the science for it, but at the same time, it ain't as good as people say it is.
I'm gonna protect Lindsay from this AO moment and just not even say what she wrote.
Nah, I must know the AO moment.
she said, other than Jalen Phillips, Miami's D is weak.
The D is weak.
D is weak.
Oh, bro.
Sorry, Lindsay. They made me do it.
I
Anyway,
did.
Anthony Weaver is Miami's defensive coordinator. He was with the Baltimore Ravens. Let's see. He was the Ravens defensive line coach since 2021. He was with the 2000 Ravens. I think he actually played on that team though back then. His claim to fame as a defensive coordinator is he wants to bring to Miami what the 2000 Ravens had. So
that would explain why they play the way they do.
They secondary don't
Correct.
look bad though, man.
yeah, well, they have the guys to do it, and even though Jalen Ramsey is older and probably isn't as elite athletically as he used to be, when you have that much experience and you still have some athleticism, you're still a damn good player.
Yeah.
So that's not somebody that I want to try and take for granted. But with the way that we play offense, I don't even think that's going to matter. I don't defensively. I don't think they have yes, they have Jalen Phillips. Yes, they have some good players on defense.
I was going to say it
Kendall Fuller.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They got Kendall Fuller, the other cornerback.
Right. But this is
wait, what?
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
Wait, no,
What?
no, I got it.
I'm sorry, bro. Wow, I don't know who this kid is. His name is amazing. They have a cornerback on Miami. His name is Storm Duck.
Yep. Oh, they were talking about it on the thing. Yeah.
what?
Yeah. They were talking about it on the
Storm
broadcast.
Duck.
Where is this dude?
Yo.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I'm sorry. I just saw it.
It's
I was looking at the roster. I'm like, man, they got some, man. I'm like, yo, they secondary look good. They got Fuller. They got Cater Kohu, Ramsey,
He's a
Phillips.
corner?
He's a rookie.
And then I saw Duck. I'm like,
195.
Oh,
yeah, out of Louisville. Yeah, I knew about him. And I was hoping that you weren't going to say anything because you know how Mel is. Okay, stop.
Storm Duck.
Who is this dude?
He went to Louisville, 6 feet, 195, a rookie.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
See why I can't be mature around these people? This is why.
Wow. Well, I mean, how could you be mature if your name is Storm Duck? Like,
Hey.
if I walk in,
We had Rashad Wild Goose on our team.
if I
Can you
walk in
imagine
to
him to
meet
say
a
that?
girl's parents,
Mhm.
matter of fact, you know what? Let's put it on me. If a guy is so-called dating my daughter, and she brings him home to meet me, and he reaches out to shake my hand, he says, "Hello, sir. My name is Storm Duck."
He's so childish. He's so childish.
Son, come here. Let me say something. If you ever think that you about to make my daughter's last name Duck, this ain't gonna work out for you, my man.
Nah, he looked kind of kept like, "What's good, my dog?" What's good, my dude?
Yo, if he come in there like that,
I'm like,
you can't be a gangster with a name Storm Duck.
what's your real name? It's really Storm? Your last name is really Duck? Wow.
You can't be a gangster with that.
Yo, who knows
If
what he's
anybody-
capable of? I'd
Huh?
be afraid. Who knows what he's capable of?
Right?
Well, that's true too.
He's had to fight. He's like, I had to fight all my life. All my life, I had to fight.
But he gonna call me Mr. Duck.
Right. He walking y'all till you call me Mr. Duck. Whoa, okay. He got on black forces. He got on black forces. Mr. Duck.
But seriously though, the combination of Javon Holland and Jordan Poyer at safety, I think is the best thing that they have going in terms of a group. Or you know what, you can say they're secondary because Kendall Fuller's not a bad player, but he's not a man player.
Okay.
Right? He's not a great man corner. So if you him and Ramsey, I think both of them at this point are gonna be, they're gonna play better in zone than man. And Kendall Fuller, to a degree, has been a better zone cover corner most of his career. Right? Obviously, you have to be able to play some man and be good enough at man to be able to play zone in the first place. It's just the way the game works. But at this point in their careers, I think they're both more zone corners. So I can absolutely see them trying to, and this is what most teams do to Josh anyway, is too deep. We're not gonna let you, just go off or whatever. But at the same time, we're gonna play. Let's see, West Coast. You're usually gonna play cover 2 against West Coast. You can also go cover 3 with some of the stuff that we do and have some success. But again, all of that doesn't account for Josh Allen, right? And if this team does not get pressure with its defensive tackles, and I mean Miami, if Miami doesn't get pressure on Josh with their defensive tackles, he is going to destroy them again. Yeah. Because what Jalen Phillips is going to be able to do in terms of getting a pass rush, none of that's going to matter if Spencer Brown just freaking goes kung fu on him and just lays him right across the right side of Josh, past Josh, and he can escape out through that B gap.
That right there is what I'm afraid of. That right there was you said what I'm afraid of.
Why?
The strip the sack fumble
from behind.
He had so much space. What he did was he had it. He was going to take off, and he backed up into the sack.
Oh yeah,
that B gap was wide.
Yeah,
I looked at it, I was like, wow.
They had 2 guys that were doing a pretty good job of speed rushing.
And that's the thing. See, Spencer, he escorted, like you said, he escorted him out, and he opened that gap. Well, Josh got to be decisive and hit it.
Yeah.
Even if he gets 2 yards and slide, face forward, feet forward, I don't care. But just hit it and slide. Don't jump over nobody. Yeah. Don't run through nobody.
But the way I'm looking at it, though, Agba is a good player, but he's not that dude. You know what I'm saying? I think Dawkins is going to be able to handle that no problem.
Wait, did y'all get that? Did y'all hear that? You heard it first. He said Dawkins is going to do something good. Steve Lynn, what you think?
Sure,
Widow, you can take that to your show too, bro.
Oh yeah, Widow. I'm rallying the troops with a picture of Aramis's face in the still. He said, "This guy said it."
I also did just say Agba's not that dude. So if Dawkins can't handle that,
there's been lesser talent that they got off. But no, I think, like you said, what you said was very important because that is a key. If Josh is going to do it, he's got to go. There's no him and High. I mean, he had all day to throw the ball there, and he missed Curtis Samuel on that throw. I don't know if you saw it, but Curtis Samuel was wide open. There was nobody there. The only cornerback that was close to him was following whoever it was. His back was to Samuel, so he had no play on the ball. But Josh saw him, he stuck, and then he ran. I don't know what he started scrambling for. You got to hit it.
Yeah.
Now the other thing is too. So Miami was able. They put up 20 points on Jacksonville. Now, would you say Jacksonville's defense is better than ours, or would you say it's like kind of even match?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I would like to say that we have the better components with the way Rousseau played, with the way Devon played. Mm-hmm. If Epinesca wakes up, Ed Oliver stops getting double teamed, Daquan Jones, our line is better, I think. Linebackers, Dorian Williams is up to him because Terrell Bernard is better than their linebackers. And
you think so? Yeah.
I think so. We've seen Rasul Douglas and Christian Benford against Waddle and Hill. We know what they can do. I don't know what the scheme is going to be for Hamlin. Everybody's going to freak out about him again during the course of the week. He's going to get destroyed because they're waiting for his demise. They're waiting for his downfall.
I feel like that's what it is, Keyshawn. They're waiting for the mess up. They're waiting for the big play. Even if it hasn't happened yet, they're waiting for it because it's going to come. It's going to come. It's coming.
I felt it yesterday when I am Rico about Cook. I had to make sure he didn't have a drop after I had to make it late enough that he wasn't going to drop the ball after I sent the IM off because I was like, I can't pull it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. But yeah, I mean, I think I feel you 100%. They're waiting. It's like the guy is decent. Yeah. He's okay, especially when he gets to practice. Like we talked about with the quarterback. When you get to practice in the scheme with the guys, you get familiarity. They said Taylor Rapp and Tamar Hamlin, they have familiarity. Was Rapp great? No, he's the one that hurt Teron. He's the one that hit him again. So, I mean, it's like, how many guys are you going to take out on your own team before you're like, you know what, maybe I should do something else, play chess or something else?
Well, looking at, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, what I was getting at is, so they just 20 points was enough to beat Jacksonville. How many points you think they need to score? You think they score 20 on us?
The Dolphins?
Yeah.
Not if we're able to do what we usually do to that scheme. You know what I mean? Like the run game for Miami is what they need to be able to stick to, but are they going to be able to do that when their best weapon is coming into the game injured? You know what I'm saying? And if they can't do that, and Mostert is definitely not who he used to be, he's also coming into the game injured too. They don't have anybody else that's going to be able to do that. I don't even think Jeff Wilson is there with them anymore, is he?
Jeff Wilson?
Yeah, I think he is. I think he is.
Where's their running backs? They have, Jeff Wilson is still there. So maybe Jeff Wilson has a decent opportunity to come in and do some of that. But if A-Chain can't go, there's no way. There's no way, because fundamentally their system is still based on timing, right? And if that's the case, then the only thing that they can do to give themselves a better chance is different types of motions. You know what I mean? Different formations and stuff like that force opportunities for Tua to get the ball out quick. But unless they're going to move to bunch formations, which is something that you can't press, or some of those speed motions that Tyreek Hill does in that offense, and I think Waddle does sometimes too. Like, those are the only things you can't press. Everything else you can press and get in the way of and mess up the timing. So at its very core, their offense, as long as we disrupt their timing, our defense is going to present a problem, a major one. So that's why I really don't worry about Miami. I really don't. They have the speed to beat our defense. They have the speed to get past our safeties. Sure. But is Sean going to allow that to happen within the game plan? Definitely not. I think he'll take whatever run they have. He'll die letting that team run the ball. But I also know, based on what we've seen in preseason and regular season now, the run is not going to kill us like it used to. You know what I mean? And again, this is an offensive line that's not that great either. We're still we're still talking about a Teron Armstead that's past 35. I think he's like 36, 37 years old, right? Eichenberg is probably their best lineman, and he's not that great. Aside from their center, Brewer is pretty good, right?
Don't Connor Williams. Where did Connor Williams go?
Connor Williams.
Yeah, he's going. Okay.
Yeah, he's not on the team.
The Connor Williams was their best player last year. So I don't know.
Okay, that's I thought Connor Williams was a center, right? Okay, okay. Then
so there's a whole bunch of questions. I think one of their linemen is like a rookie or something like that.
They got
closing thoughts.
So
yeah, you gotta go.
Vegas thinks that they are 1 point favorites. The Dolphins.
1 point
favorites.
Yeah. But they say that's the home
field. So
field.
technically, you still got us winning. So your predictions, Mel?
A little nervous, but I will say, since the Bills scored 34 on Arizona, Miami's a little bit better. I'll say 31-24.
31-24.
I think it's gonna be close.
Listen, can we, if there's a way to kind of give you an invisible middle finger for predicting the closeness of the game that we had to endure yesterday, I think we would be doing that right now. We discussed this, right? Like, don't do that again. like 31-24. That's what you did. Like that sounds okay, but you had it like a 3-point game, bro. Like that, you can't do that. You cannot do that anymore.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'll do 28-24. 28-24 is where I go. The reason why I think we win, and I think we'll win pretty easily, they predict rain. And for once in my life, I think we have a good running attack. James Cook got off yesterday. So he had some big runs that were called back for holding. He had some big runs. He would have had more. I think we'd have about 100 yards yesterday. Ray Davis. If we can finally use this guy in short yardage, can somebody please tell Josh, get this man the ball in short yardage? Right. And what's his name? Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson had a run. He had a, he would have had a catch, but it was at his feet. So I think we have finally what it takes to run the ball. So couple that with if Josh doesn't get too in his head and want to do exciting stuff, we should be okay with this game.
You worried about his left hand?
No.
Who?
No. Josh's left hand?
No, not at all. No, he'll have a cushion and a wrap or something like that on there to keep it good. And I mean, unless he's trying to stiff arm somebody and they twist his hand, something. Right. I don't think that's. Lindsay says 100% Aramis, but you're going to owe me some wings if you think Miami's D is good. Key, stop talking and go to work. She also has Bills winning 24-20. Stop with all these 3 and 4 point games. Stop. Gosh, you know what? Fine. I'm going 37-10 Bills.
Ooh.
Now. All right. Let's get out of here. Here we go. All right. If you're hearing that music, listen, you know what time it is. I got to speed this thing up because this man about to get a pink slip. So here's how we're going to do it. I need y'all to like, subscribe, hit that bell, make that thing. So you can get notifications when we send notifications like the one I just put in this episode today. We got some new content coming out on Wednesday. Stay tuned for that. I'm sure you'll love it. Thank you very much to everybody that tuned in. All of our social media links are in the description. So please hit those up so you can hit us up. Lots of people do it already. I'm sure we're going to hear from Dorothy right after
this. Be there.
Yeah. All right. Listen, we are sponsored by Ree's Tea. Ree's Tea is the best tasting tea in town. If you haven't tried it yet, hit that link in the description. Get yourself a case or get yourself one solo dolo. However you're going to get it, get it.
How many ingredients?
Huh?
How many ingredients?
Only 4.
Only 4 ingredients.
Only 4.
Woo!
It's the cleanest tea out there, right? So with that being said, great taste and it's clean. What you waiting on? All right. This has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I have been your co-host, Aramis.
Melly Mizzle.
Odie Kizzle.
All right, y'all have a good night.